The summer break has drawn to a close, the days are growing shorter, and the MotoGP paddock moves into the second half of the 2025 season, carrying a nervous, electric energy that seems to linger in the crisp mountain air of Spielberg. Round 13 of the championship has arrived, the Austrian Grand Prix, but this year it is far more than just another stop on the calendar. It is MotoGP's 1000th Premier Class Grand Prix, a historic milestone framed by one of the most demanding braking circuits in the world. And with it comes a single burning question that will shape the weekend. Can Marc Márquez keep his seemingly unstoppable streak alive at the one venue he has never conquered? In Arles, Márquez has been in rarefied form, producing a run that few riders in MotoGP history have matched: 8 Grand Prix victories, 11 sprint race wins from the first 12 weekends, and a massive 120-point lead in the championship standings. For the factory Ducati rider, this season is shaping up to be his greatest since his dominant pre-injury days at Honda. Yet, despite his dominance, the Red Bull Ring remains a unique challenge. As Márquez himself admitted before the race, he has never found great satisfaction here. Though he has enjoyed memorable battles, none more famous than his last corner duels with Andrea Dovizioso, but he has always fallen short of victory since Austria returned to the MotoGP calendar. In 2016, Ducati has turned the Red Bull Ring into its own private fortress, winning 9 consecutive Grand Prix races here. For Pecco Bagnaia, this track has been a personal stronghold. Having won the last 3 Austrian GPs, his mastery here comes from his trademark braking stability and precise corner exits, qualities that are invaluable on a circuit where thousandths of a second are won in acceleration zones. Bagnaia has reminded reporters that this circuit has always been favorable to Ducati, and that in the last 3 seasons they have achieved the best possible results. For him, this race is not only an opportunity to end Márquez's winning run, but also a much-needed chance to reignite his own season, which has been hampered by braking problems with the GP25 that have taken away his once dominant defensive riding style. Austria could be the turning point he desperately needs. The Red Bull Ring may be picturesque, but it is also merciless. Brembo rates it at the maximum 6 out of 6 on their braking difficulty scale, a rating matched only by Burim this season, over its 4.348 kilometers layout. Riders face 5 heavy braking zones and 3 of medium intensity, spending nearly a third of the lap, 29 seconds on the brakes. The most punishing of these is Turn 4, where riders decelerate from 301 km per hour to 81 km per hour in just 5.2 seconds over 246 meters, enduring 1.5 grams of deceleration while applying 5.3 kilograms of force to the brake lever. During this, brake fluid pressure reaches 11.3 bars and carbon disc temperatures spike to around 630 degrees Celsius. The demands are so extreme that the largest available 355 mm discs are now mandatory. Over the course of the 28-lap race, the total load applied to the front brake lever adds up to an astonishing 1.1 tons, making it a test not only of machinery, but also of a rider's physical stamina and mental focus. Tire management is equally critical here. Michelin has brought a special rear tire construction designed to reduce heat buildup by 10 to 15 degrees Celsius, essential on a circuit where long straights lead into heavy acceleration zones, creating wheel spin and rapidly overheating the rear rubber. In addition, for 2025, there is an updated hard front compound with a stiffer carcass paired with last year's medium rubber, aimed at improving stability and support under heavy braking. This enhancement allows riders to delay braking markers without losing control, a trait that could be decisive at this track. Adding another layer of intrigue is the introduction of MotoGP's new stability control system, integrated into the unified Magneti Marelli ECU. This technology is designed not just to manage wheel spin like traditional traction control, but also to control sideways, sliding at high lean angles, the kind of slide that often results in a high side crash. AT's system calculates lean angle, forward speed, and lateral movement before determining whether to reduce torque. While street bikes have featured similar systems for years, MotoGP has only adopted it now after years of debate and incidents, including Paul Espargaro's massive Valencia highside in 2021. As Jack Miller once explained, the core problem stability control seeks to address is that the bike might calculate the correct spin level for a given speed but fail to recognize how far sideways the bike is, then cut power abruptly, the worst possible reaction in a big slide. On a track like Austria, with its combination of fierce acceleration and low grip, the new system could make an immediate difference. And most teams are expected to use it this weekend. The Austrian GP's milestone status gives it even more weight. From Harold Daniels' victory at the 1949 Isle of Man TT2, Valentino Rossi's 89 wins, and Marquez ST's STC, the premier class has always been about speed, innovation, and unforgettable rivalries. Honda remains the most successful manufacturer with 314 wins, but Ducati has the chance to set its own records here. A victory would mark their 10th at the Red Bull Ring, and the team is just 4 podiums short of matching Honda's all-time streak of 83 consecutive ROS-TRUMS. Not every story heading into Austria is about glory. Honda arrives second from last in the constructors' standings, ahead only of Yamaha with their season's high point. Johann Zarco's French GP win already feeling like a distant memory. In the 4 races since, they have managed only one top 6 finish. Off the track, Honda has drawn attention for a breach of MotoGP rules, with rookie Samkhiat Chantra still sidelined by a knee injury. The team has chosen not to replace him, despite regulations requiring a substitute. If a rider is out for more than 10 days, an apparent exemption has been granted, but it highlights Honda's ongoing struggles to field a competitive and consistent lineup. The absence also underlines a bigger concern: their lack of data collection compared to rivals on a circuit as technically demanding as Spielberg, which could prove costly. When you combine Ducati's 9-year dominance in Austria, Bagnaia's track record here, the circuit's unique braking demands, the tire and electronics variables, and Marquez's winless history at the Red Bull Ring, you have a weekend loaded with danger for the championship leader. This does not mean Marquez is incapable of rewriting history. He has been in similar positions before, such as at Phillip Island in 2015, when the odds seemed stacked in Jorge Lorenzo's favor, only for Marquez to pull off a last-lap masterclass. But Austria asks unique questions. Can you brake later without losing the front? Can you manage rear tire heat while still winning the drag races out of slow corners? And can you do it for 28 laps under relentless pressure? If there is one rider who could push Marquez to his absolute limit here, it is Bagnaia. Yet Austria has a habit of producing unexpected heroes. Jorge Martin's double win in 2021, Dovizioso's last corner masterpieces, even Enea Bastianini's early race charges. With stability control in play, some of the usual performance gaps between bikes could narrow, especially in low grip acceleration phases. Riders known for aggressive corner exits, such as Martin, Brad Binder, and Bastianini, could find themselves able to maintain a strong pace without destroying their rear tires. The outcome of this race will echo far beyond the Styrian Mountains. If Marquez wins here at one of his historically weakest circuits, it would be a devastating psychological blow to the rest of the grid and could all but seal his 7th MotoGP crown. For Bagnaia, a win would not only keep his slim title hopes alive, but also prove that his braking issues have been resolved. For Ducati as a whole, victory would further solidify their dominance at the Red Bull Ring and move them closer to Honda's consecutive podium record. For Honda and Yamaha, the focus will be on limiting the damage, though Austria's unpredictable weather always leaves the door open for a surprise. With just 9 races remaining after this weekend, the championship could look very different by Sunday night. The Red Bull Ring's combination of high-speed straights, brutal braking zones, and corner exit drag races will test every aspect of rider and machine. Add in the introduction of stability control, the milestone of the 1,000th Premier Class race, and the possibility of shifting weather, and you have all the ingredients for a weekend that could redefine the trajectory of the 2025 MotoGP season.